Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Um, Today we will start with our uh, hard surface modeling. And hard surface modeling is a widely used modeling technique inside any 3D application. So first of all, let me tell you what is a hard surface modeling. So there are two different kind of modeling techniques. One is organic modeling. If you remember last lesson, we made a pizza. So pizza is basically an organic model, is based on organic modeling. So let's see what is hard surface and what is the difference between organic and hard surface. Organic modeling is basically models that are related to soft surfaces or natural like shapes, like human beings, okay, uh, trees, plants, food items, cartoon characters, and these are basically what? These are the organic models. So organic models are based on topology, okay, which can be easily animated later on. So once we will move to the character modeling, we will learn about that. And pizza, we used organic modeling, so you know that how we modeled it. So we were taking the care of the soft surface over there while we were modeling. Okay, so the whole modeling wireframe was based on the topology of a soft surface. Hard surface, on the other hand, is basically models which are related to uh, mechanical items, industrial items such as cars, okay, your mobile phone, television set, okay, buildings and interior items, okay, your furniture items. So these are basically, well, these are hard surfaces. Those surfaces which are human made are the hard surface models, okay. Like here you can see this example. So this article is basically on the conceptempire.com, and it is by Thomas Denham, and he well explained like the difference, okay. So in the gaming, there are a lot of hard surface assets which you put for in the environment, okay. And usually for the gaming, you cannot add something which is high polygon, okay. As many polygons you will add, your game cannot handle those polygons. Even if you're not doing for your gaming, you're doing for something else. If you're adding too much details or subdivisions, your computer will get slow, okay. So we will learn how we can keep the subdivision, the polygons less, and create something uh, like highly detailed without increasing our polygons or subdivision, okay. So now I hope you have understood about the polygons and other things related to hard surface and organic. So let's jump in, okay. Now here we have two different models. If you see on the screen, both are the television sets. This television set is basically a hard surface, but if you will see the corners, the edges, okay, they are very knife cut sharp, okay. So they are very sharp here, just like it is cut by the knife, but in reality your edges are not hard like these, okay. There will be little bit curved, just like here. If you will see, there is a curve here, okay. And let me make it a little bit shiny so you can see that more. You can see there are curves. Now these curves should be there, okay, to create an illusion of a real base of like hard surface, okay. If you don't have this curve, the light will not fall, okay. Now I will apply the same material on it, which is the blend material from the top. Both have the same, but you can see that the light is falling more on it and it's showing the curve. Here the light is falling but it's not showing the curve. The reason is that because there is no soft curve over here. So you don't increase the curve and make it look like organic. You just increase it so that there is a slight curve and it can create like a room for light to fall on it and to show details. So this is how your end result should be. Okay, clear? And if you will notice here, this is highly low polygons. Can you see these faces? Okay, these faces are basically what? These are polygons. So there are very less number of faces over here. Okay, so if there are very less number of faces, just like this I have on my screen, when I'm done with the modeling, I have to apply smooth modifier on it. To apply the smooth modifier, we have to press 3 on our keyboard. When I press 3 on the keyboard, so you will notice that it becomes like this, which is wrong, okay, which is not right at and it looks organic rather than look like giving an like a illusion of being an hard surface. Okay, it looks more organic rather than you can say hard surface. But on this hand, if you will see, without the what you call the smooth modifier, it looks very little bit hard. Okay, almost like this when it is hard, like a hard surface. Okay, but when I apply the smooth modifier by pressing 3 on my keyboard, okay, so you can see that it makes it perfectly smooth without converting this into an organic form. But here, if I do that, it becomes more like an organic. Okay, so this is because there are less number of polygons. Also, there is no holding edges. So we will see how to apply holding edges, how to apply details so it will look hard surface after applying the smooth modifier on it. Okay, so let's go one by one to all these things and learn how to do that. So the first exercise we will do here is about holding edges. So let me open the holding edges here. Okay, now holding edges is to create a hard surface with least number of polygons and a nice curved borders. Okay, like if you will see your mobile phone, it have a like a kind of a soft surface. Okay, so if I will show you you know any picture of a mobile phone, so you will understand about it. So here are some pictures of the mobile phone. Okay, and if we go and search for a picture here, okay, and maximize this picture, so you will see that what do I mean by that. Okay, for some reasons, yeah. Okay, so if you will see here, if you can see that, see the corners. This is a hard surface, but look at the corners. Corners are a little smoother. Okay, some are smooth, some are not smooth. So it depends on what kind of hard surface you have. So it have more smoother corners. If I will go to some other mobile phone, okay, or a TV, okay, so you can see that like this old TV here, okay. Just look at the corners here. They are not sharp knife cut. There is a slight curve over here. Okay, so you can see that there is a slight curve over here, like a slight smoothness. Okay, so that light can fall over here. So every hard surface model should not have a hard edge, means like an edge which looks like a knife cut edge. Knife cut edge looks very bad and it makes your object unrealistic. So that's what you should not have. Okay, so we will see how to create a smoother curve here. Now, to make a smoother curve, you have to apply smooth modifier. Like suppose if I will take this one, right now you will see there is hard edges. Okay, now if I'll press 3 on my keyboard, it will become like a sphere because there is no holding edges. If there is no holding edges, what will happen is that it will not have a hard surface. Okay, to create that, I have to do so many things. I have to add a lot of edges here, then like it will become high polygon, it will become very heavy, and it will be very hard for my computer to handle this kind of object. Okay, so right now there is no holding edges, so let's try and add some holding edges to all these and see one by one. So the first method of adding holding edges is called fencing. Okay, so to add a fencing, okay, what you need to do here is that, suppose if I press 3 right now, same thing, it will become like a sphere. So I will go back to the normal by pressing 1. Okay, I will right click here. Okay, and I have all these options here. Okay, edges, vertex. Okay, so if I press shift and then right click here, so I will get these kind of options that are related to modeling. Okay, so here I have for fencing, to add edges, I have number of different methods to do that. I have insert edge loop, or I have multi-cut. Multi-cut basically is the tool that have different kind of options all in one, you can say. That's why it's called multi-cut. I can do edge loop also, and I can do some other thing. But in the insert edge loop, I can only insert the edge loop. So suppose if I will go to insert edge loop, so now it says click drag on the edges. So I have to click on any edge and drag my mouse to leave that. Like suppose I will add one here. Okay, one here, and then I can add one here. So what I'm doing is that every edge I'm protecting it with another edge. Okay, so I'm holding that edge with an extra edge. So there is an edge over here, so I will add one edge on the top, just like this, and one edge on the bottom. Okay, just like this. Got the idea? It's already there because I just created from that part. Okay, now I have to check if they all are here, these edges. Yeah, the edges are there now. Okay, and one I need to apply here. Okay, that's all. And now you can see all of them have a supporting edges. So one edge have one like this main edge, the original edge have a one supporting edge on the top. This is an holding edge, and one holding edge on the bottom. So I have one here, one here. Okay, so you have for each edge I have one on the top, one on the bottom, and the vertical ones I have one on the right, one on the left. Now if I go back to my object mode, okay, and now if I will press 3 on the keyboard to see the result, now you will notice that my model is not becoming sphere like it was becoming before. Okay, and you can see that if I press 3, you can see that these edges which I added, okay, after smoothing it will look like this. Without smoothing, these edges are here. Okay, so what it's basically is doing, is that if I press 1 on my keyboard, okay, you can see that this is the original edge, this is the holding edge on the top, this is the holding edge on the bottom. If I press 3 on my keyboard, this is the original edge, and the holding edges goes little bit far apart. Okay, you can see here it's more going far apart. Okay, now these edges are holding this edge in its place. Okay, if there is no holding edge, so what it will look like, it will look like this, because there is no holding edge on the top or on the bottom of each edges. So what is happening, they are getting softer. So holding edges, what they do is that they hold the existing edge, okay, in its position and never let it go out. So this was with the help of you can say the edge loop. Okay, inserting edge loop. Okay, so yeah, only press 3. You just have to press 3 to apply a smooth modifier on it, and if you press 1, it will go back to normal. But if I apply a smooth modifier by pressing 3, and if I want to export this object, by going to File, then Export Selection or Export All. If I will bring this object in some other application like 3D Studio Max, if I will open there, then it will be not subdivided. There will be no smooth modifier on it, because pressing 3 is only for Maya. It will only show you the result, okay, in Maya. It will not show you the result in any other object. But if you want to apply this effect for any other object, then instead of pressing 3, okay, let me go back to 1. I have to go to mesh on the top, then choose smooth, okay, then it will do that. But right now, why I'm not pressing smooth from here, why I'm pressing 3, because 3 is only for Maya and it will only show me how it will look like in rendering or in Maya, okay. So, and without making my computer slow. But if I will apply this smooth, I can export it, and in that other like application, the smooth modifier will be there. But this will make my computer a little slow. That's why I'm not using this one. I just press 3. Okay. So when you press 3, you get this option. And if you think the smooth modifier that you apply by pressing 3 is not strong, so what you can do is that you can go to your options here, okay, and you have here in the P cube shape, smooth mesh, okay. Just find the smooth mesh, and right now it's number 2, okay. So I can increase it more, so you can see the quality is getting more and more better, okay. So at 3 it looks much more better, okay. So that's, you can do it, but for me I always keep it 2, okay. So is this part clear? Now I will undo it to remove all these holding edges that I applied, because I want to apply edges with the help of multi-cut tool, so you know how to apply with the multi-cut tool. Okay, let me remove all this, and you can see now it have become the sphere again. Now let me press 1. Now one thing is that let me tell you here, but when I press shift key, then right click, then go to insert edge loop, okay, I can add edge loop just like I did last time, but I will be in the edge loop option. So you have to make sure once you are done adding your edge loop, like you are still there, you have to go outside of this mode. Otherwise, you will think that now I don't want to add any edge, I'm done. Now let's move this one. If you would go here and try to move this, what will happen? It will not move it. It will add another edge loop. Why? Because you're still in the edge loop option. So once you are done, you have to just go to any of these tools. Maybe you can press Q. So the Q will take you to the selection. Now you are outside the edge mode. Okay. So always make edge loop mode. So make sure once you are finished adding the edge loop, you always go back. Okay. Now history, if you want to find the history, this is the whole history here. Okay. This is the whole history in the shape of tabs. So these tabs are the history. Okay. So, but if you want to delete the history, you can go to edit. Okay. For example, I would let me go to object mode. I don't want this history. It's too much for me. So what I can do is that I can go here in the edit. Before doing that, let me show you one thing. In the history, I have different options here. Okay. There is one P cube option where I have a, like, you know, like transformation, like the size of it, the location of it. Okay. Where is the location of it? All those things. Then I have this P cube option, which is basically like an option of the of my 3D model, which will be always there. This will not go away. I have this polycube one. Now I can change things here, like I can change the height of it. I can do anything what I want from the polycube. Okay, but if I delete the history, suppose if I go to edit, delete by type, then delete by type history. So what will happen? It will remove the history. Now all these are the original items. Now I don't have that polycube item anymore. Now I cannot change the size of it. Okay, but my object, I can modify it more stronger. So always you can delete the history, but make sure when you are done applying the major like effects over here or major changes over here. Clear, everyone? Now what I will do here is that I will apply again the edge loops, but this time I will not use the edge loop option. I'll press shift, right click, and I will choose multi-cut. Now multi-cut, when I'm moving my mouse over multi-cut, it's not giving me edge loop. Okay. So how to make an edge loop with the multi-cut? You have to press Control on your keyboard or Command if you're using Mac. When you press that, then it will start giving you this. Now there are more things that you can do with multi-cut. When I'm adding this, I can press my middle mouse button, okay, with the Control key. So it will automatically put the edge loop in the between, okay, in the middle of the mesh. Okay, you can see that exactly it is here in the middle of the mesh. Okay, so let me undo that. And if I press Control and Shift, so what will happen? It will give me steps. So these steps will help me to put things right in the fine place. Okay. But if I don't want steps, I can leave my Shift key and only press Control. Okay. So middle mouse, I don't want to press because I don't want it in the middle. I want it somewhere here, very close. Let me zoom in, very close to this. As closer I will make this one, it will be more perfect. It will be more, you can say, like kind of a, it will hold it more strongly. So I will make one here. Okay. Then, oops. And then one here. With the Control, always keep the Control key pressed. So it is holding this edge basically from the right side and this edge from the left side. Now let's do for the top. So I will go here. So this will hold it from the top, this edge, and same edge. If I want to hold it from bottom, I will put it here. When I do that, it automatically creates the loops here. Okay. So now this edge is now is being held from left to right, and same on the other side. Okay. So now here, because it's a loop, that's why. Now here I will do the same thing. I don't want to apply here because automatically, because already it is created. I just have to apply this, make this one. Okay, and go down. It has already been made because I used this one. Okay, so this is continued from here, so I don't have to put on the bottom. Only I wanted to put here. Now I'm all done. Now you can see I'm still in the multi-cut mode. So to go outside the multi-cut mode, I will press Q on my keyboard. Okay, and I can go back right. I can right click without any key and go to object mode. Okay, and when I go to object mode, now everything now no edge, no face is selected. I can just press 3 to check. So I will get this result here. So this is basically the fencing. Through the fencing, I get this kind of holding edge result. Clear so far? Any question if you have? Your question about the pressing 3 and history, is it clear? Amira and Mahmoud? Okay. Now, let's do another one, which is beveling. Now, beveling is basically more like easier than adding the edge loop, but result is not that good or more attractive, you can say. Okay, but it do work in many cases. How to do the beveling? Why this is easy and short? You just press, you just right click on your scene without pressing any key and select the edge. So your edge will be activated. Now I will select all the edges just like this. All the edges are now turned like this orangish color. Okay. Now what I can do, I can press Shift key on my keyboard, right click on these edges again. All of them are selected, so the effect will be on all of them all together. Right click, bevel. Now it will start beveling. Now you can see that the bevel value is too high. I can increase or decrease, but just see, if I'm trying to increase and decrease, it's very fast. I cannot I have to type the value, which is quite annoying. So what you can do here is that you can press shift on your keyboard and then change this value, the fraction. Okay, but again it is too fast. Okay, much more faster. So what you can do, you can press Control and Shift to make it more slower. Okay, clear? Now you can see that it's moving very slow. So I always use Control and Shift, so it will give me a slow result. So what is the fraction? Fraction give me the division between the edges. Okay, like one edge will be divided into two edges. Okay, so that's what the fraction actually do here. Okay, it divides one edge into two and it gives us the gap. If you want more gap, increase the fraction. Less gap, decrease. So I don't want more gap, so I want less gap. If I will press 3 on my keyboard right now, you can see that I'm getting the result which I wanted, but it's too smooth. So what I can do, instead of just like calling it a day or ending it here, I will go to segments and increase segment. Right now one segment is there. If I will make it 2, okay, and then press enter, so you will see there will be another extra edge here. Okay, so with 1 it will look like this. There is no edge between these two, okay, or any one of these. But if I will add 2 here, it will give me one extra edge here. So if I press 3 now, okay, on my keyboard, oops, okay, so you can see it is much more better, just like what we have here. Okay, so this is how it will help. The only thing here is that in the bevel is if you keep one segment only, you will get a triangle over here. And in hard surface modeling, all your faces, these are what? These are faces, right? This is face, this is face, this is face, this is face. Here, this is triangle. All the faces in hard surface modeling or any kind of modeling, if you say, should be square. Square means like quads. Quads mean like 4 points, not tri. Tri means 3 points. They should not have 3 points. They should have at least 4, like it should not at least, I mean it should always have 4 points. Like it have to be always quads, like square. If it is not square, your meshes will get artifacts. They will not look good, low res, and they will if you're supposed doing animation like a character, it will not animate correctly. Okay, and it will always like there will be a pinch over there, and there will be some issues. So what you can do here is that to avoid, like suppose I have a triangle over here. Now I don't want to have this triangle. It's a big issue for me if I will add a triangle. So I will divide this triangle into more edges, so it will become like a quad. Okay, so to do that, I have to go to segment and increase it to 2. When I increase the segment from 1 to 2, you will see that it has become a quad, like 4 points, 4 points, 4 points. And basically how it was done, an extra edge is added here, it's added here, it's added here. Okay, and this is like a corner point, which is also known as diamond patterns. Okay, so now if I will press 3 over here, it will give me a really nice result as this. Now if I want to increase or decrease this fraction, I can do that. Okay, but if I will increase this segment one more time, like to 3, I will again have a triangle. So I have to avoid, so I have to use even numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, like that. So if I will go to 4, now it's fine. Okay, so that's the key here. Now if I will make it 3, let me make it go back to object mode. So you will see that it looks much more better. Clear? Okay, so this is called beveling. Okay, now I have one more option, like a way of holding the edges, that is called creasing. Okay, suppose if I click here, they will go like this normally. Okay, so let me do one thing here. Instead of going back to 1, let me apply the effect here so we can see how it's helping us. So I will right click here, go to edge modes, select all these edges, When all these edges are selected, I will shift and right click and search for an option which is called creasing. Okay, so do we have creasing over here somewhere? Connect crease tool, yeah, the top option. So if I will click on the creasing, okay, it will ask me to crease this one. Now how to crease? Now I'm in the creasing mode, you can see that here. I can, let me select again. I will press my middle mouse button, okay, and what I can do here is that, let me do one thing here. Instead of applying it here directly, let me undo that. Let's apply the creasing tool with the help of its main property. So I will shift, right click and go here to the creasing properties here, so we can know how we are applying the creasing. Okay, now in the creasing, we have here these options. Okay, now how does the creasing works? Creasing works when you click on it, okay, and with your like middle mouse button, okay, you move this like tool. Let me check why it's not working. Okay, yeah, now it's working. So I don't know why it wasn't working before. So I have to go now. All the edges are selected. Now you have to go to any edge because all of them are selected. If I will apply the effect on the change on here or here, doesn't matter because all are selected. And I have to press my middle mouse button and drag it up or down, and you can see that it is becoming the hard surface again. So if I will increase too much, so you can like the back, and you will notice that it has become now the hard surface. Okay, so if I press 1, so you won't see any difference. Let me go to the object mode. You won't see any difference here. If I press 2, you can see that it is still it have this option here. Okay, the only thing is that it have a main kind like the result is not that good. You can see the black part over here. So creasing you can use, but not all the time. Okay, it's not that recommended tool. So let me do this again, as some of you are asking to do it again. Okay, so here is without the creasing tool. If I press 3 on the keyboard, it will show me this result. The reason I go back to the smoothing by pressing 3 is so I can see how the creasing is working. Otherwise, if I'm applying creasing here, I will not see the final result. That's why I press 3. Now I can select all of it. Okay, already selected. Press Shift key, then right click, then go to crease tool. Then I have to go to any of the edge because it doesn't matter, all edges are selected. Press middle mouse button, drag left or right or up or down, left or right for fast change and up or down for the slow pace change. Okay, and you can see that how is the result. Okay, so if I go much more higher, like to the extreme right side, you will see it has 100% a hard surface. But these black parts here are not that they're not looking that good. Okay, so it's a good tool, but not recommended to use all the time. So everyone, is it clear the first part how to create holding edges? Pretty much easy. You just have to add edges to hold the existing edges, because if you apply smooth modifier, like when you press 3 on your keyboard, there will be no holding edges and your object will become organic like this. So if you add more edges around it, so there will be no issue. Clear so far? Okay, now let's go to the second exercise here and see what is the next part. Next part is pinching And pinching is basically what? Pinching is like a, you can say, uh, something like an artifact which makes a pinching effect on your object, which is not which does not look good. Your object will not look good. Okay. One more thing is that there is a channel on YouTube which is a really good channel. Okay, and it is run by JL Musi. Okay, so this is his channel. You can search on YouTube JL Musi, and you will get his channel. He have a lot of like tutorials and information about the hard surface modeling. So like good info he have, good work he have there. So you can check his uh, like YouTube channel. Just type JL Musi and you will get it. So now let's go back to the cut surface pinching and the, like you can say, pinching and uh, like the artifacts, which is basically pinching artifacts. So let's see why do the pinching occurs, and what is the main reason that the pinching actually occurs. Okay. So now here, what I will do here at this stage is I will try to create something. Okay. Here, and I will right click here, go to faces. Now, after going to the faces, what I will do here is I will try to take these faces one by one with the shift key. Or if I want this, one more way to get this is that if you press tab on your keyboard, tab, tab on your keyboard, and then you will get this kind of icon. Press and drag your mouse so it will select just like this very quickly. Okay. Now I want to extrude this one inward. So I will press shift, right click, extrude. Okay. And then I will go to thickness. Okay. Before going to thickness, I will apply a little bit offset. I will press Control Shift to control this so I can have a little less value or like all the time here. So it will not make it you know, faster. Otherwise, I will not be able to see what is going on. So always I press Control Shift so I can have a finer like result. Okay, without that it will be very fast like this, and I cannot see what's going on. Once I apply the offset, I will press Shift key again, right click again, extrude again, so it will apply a fresh extrude. Now I will go to thickness and apply thickness inwards in the negative value. Okay, so it will go inside. Now once it is inside, what I will do is I will press Shift key on my keyboard again, right click on it and go back to the extrude faces one more time. This time I will add another offset. Okay, and then you can see that it will go in this form. Okay, that's way, and I'm pretty much done with this. Let me apply the blend material from here so that if I'm applying any kind of effect on it, okay, or if I'm moving it around, so it won't show me the like basically any changes. Okay, like sorry, it shows me if there is any pinching, anything, it highlights it clearly. Without blend, it will not highlight the pinching or any sort of artifact. So with the help of blend, I can see that. Now notice if I press 3 on my keyboard to make it smoother, you can see it is not smooth. Okay, it looks organic from here. So that's the reason is that I'm lacking again the edge loops. Okay, the holding edges. So I will go back to 1. Okay, and then I will shift right click, go to multi cut, press Control, add 1 here, 1 here, so that it will hold the top one. So if I will press 3, so top one is holding at least right now. Now I will go here, I have to hold this one. So Control here, okay, Control and add 1 more here. So one I added on the top, 1 I added on the bottom. Now I will press 3 to see what's going on. Okay, now this top is holding, this bottom is holding because I added that. But here this is not holding, so I have to add here as well. So Control again to apply 1 here, and then apply one here. Now if I will press 3, it is holding pretty much good this outwards, but inside again it is not holding it. So what I will do here is that you can see there is no holding edge for this one inside, it's only outside. So I will press Control and then add one inside here. Okay, now I'll press 3, so it's getting better and better now. Okay, but in the one which is inside, it's still I require one, so I will go here inside. Okay, press Control and add in one inside as well, just like this. Okay, so I'll press here 3 again, getting better. Okay, it's good now. Okay, so I press 1. Now I have to go on the bottom here, add for the bottom here, so I can at least have some bottom stuff going on. Okay, 3, and you can see it's good here. Okay, on the bottom as well. Now where else I can add it? I think I can add one here. Okay, because if you will notice, there is this edge here. This edge is not held by any other edge loop, so I have to press Control. Okay, first let me press 3 to show you. So you can see this is like there is a curve, a weird curve over here. I don't want this curve because it's a hard surface, not an organic. So because that's the reason is that for this line there is no holding edge. So I will press Control. Okay, add one here and one here and one here. Same thing I will do for the top one. Okay, I will add one here. Okay, then that's all. Okay, here when I applied this one, it goes from here all the way, oops, all the way up till here. So I don't have to apply this one again, because this when I apply when I add it down here, so it because it's a loop, that's why they are called edge loops. So the loops goes on the top. So my work is already done over there. Okay, now if I will press 3 on my keyboard, so now you can see I have, let me go back to my object mode. I'm still in the multi-cut, so I have to press Q, and now you can see how nicely it is holding. But there is an issue here. If you will notice, there is a pinching going on here. Okay, here as well, a little bad quality. It looks like this is pinching outwards, like somebody with the two fingers, thumb and the finger, they have pinched it, so that's why it's coming out. Okay, so let me do one thing, just to show you what is basically pinching. On purpose, I will just move this out so you can see what is a pinch basically. Okay, now can you see this? This is called pinching. Okay, so this is happening here, but it's not too visible for you. Maybe you are on the stream screen. Okay, because of the streaming quality you might not see, but I can see it clearly here. Okay, so when I moved it out, you can see how it is. But if I will go to any other part, like suppose if I'll go to my edge face and move this one out, okay, I'll take this one out just to see one thing. Here there is no pinching, here it is round, but when I move this one out, this one has pinching. Okay, so that means this is wrong, there is pinching, we have to avoid this pinching. Okay, so now you understand what the pinching means here. Let me undo this to go back. So if you want to make sure it is pinching, just move it out. If you move it out, it should look like this if it is pinching. Otherwise, it will look like this where there is no pinch. Here, somebody just took his thumb and finger and just pinched it. Okay. So next exercise, what we will do is that we will learn how we can avoid this kind of pinching. Okay. So I will go here to my other option here. Okay. Now, Same thing, we are going to avoid pinching. Now to avoid pinching, we work on a method that is called rerouting. Rerouting, what does it mean? Rerouting means to change someone's direction. Okay, suppose when you are driving a car following a GPS directions, and maybe you take a wrong turn. So GPS, what it says? It says rerouting your location. So it gives you alternative direction. Okay, so here we do the same thing. If something is coming in the way of pinching area, we will change its direction to somewhere else. Okay, so that part is called the pinching part. Now to do the pinching, to do the rerouting, let's see what we have to do here. Let me press 1 so I can see the whole thing here. Okay, notice here, when I added this edge loop, okay, when I added this edge loop, it didn't went till here. It just went here, and that is causing a pinching. So in your 3D, everything should have an end. There is no end. It's just like it ends in the middle. Okay, so there's one thing I can do here. I can just go to the multi-cut, click here, okay, and then click here. So it will create a like connecting dot here. Then I will press enter. So multi-cut can help me to do that. Again, I will press here, then press here, and press enter. Okay, you have to press enter, otherwise you will be continuing your option. Now this is a good tool to end that, but does it fix the pinching? Let's see. Let me go back to my object mode, press 1. Okay, sorry, press 3. So if you will notice, pinching is still there. Okay, little bit it fixed. It's not like harsh and just like that, but still it is there. Okay, so what we need to do is that instead of pulling this, the reason is that look at these gaps. These gaps are very wide gaps, but here the gap is very narrow. So this narrow is already causing a pinching. So we have to fix that by rerouting, okay, not by this method. So now I will go back to 1. Now to do the rerouting, what I need to do here is that I have to create, let do the pinching at this part, okay, and then we can go to the other parts. So first of all, what I will do here is that let me do some division here. I will go to the edge. I will double click this middle one, edge. When this whole edge is selected, what I can do, shift right click, and then I will choose detach component. Okay, now what does the detach do? If I will go to the moving tool option here, okay, and then select anything, you can see that it is detached. Okay, it is being it's not joined anymore. So why I'm doing that? To divide this into 2 parts. Okay, so here I'm done. I will take this one, double click here. So this one I will also detach, right click, shift, okay, detach this one also. Okay, then from somewhere in the middle, okay, maybe this one, yeah, right click and detach this too. Here as well, double click, right click, and detach this one as well. Where is the detach? Okay, now I'll go to the faces. Now if I double click on this here, so you will see only this is selected because I detached. They are not the part anymore. So what I will do here is, now I don't want to select this one, I want to select the others. So I will press shift, control, and I for ink. If I press that, it will inverse it. I for inverse also. So it will inverse the selection. Now the others are selected. I will press delete. Okay, now I will have only this part. So if you have lesser parts, it will become easier for you to work on. and then we can mirror it on the other side, okay, to avoid doing something. Okay, now what I will do here is that I will reroute this line which is causing a problem, this one. Okay, I will change its way. At this stage, it is, if you will see that, if I double click here, it's coming all the way from here, from the top here, and going all the way here, but there is no end. Okay, so what I want to do is that I want this to start from here, then it goes in this direction, and then ends here. So at least there is an end. Okay, so to do that, what I need here to do first thing is I want to select this. Okay, then select and then press shift and double click here. So what will happen, anything between this and this will be selected. This is selected. Okay, now I want to delete it. Now to delete it, I will not just press delete button, because what the delete button will do, it will delete the edge. But if I will go to vertices, there are some vertices here which were joining. I also want to remove these vertices too. So let me undo. So now the right way to delete is that press Control on your keyboard, then press delete. So it will also delete the vertices. Now it's fine, but if I will press 3 now, it will be more worst, right? Why? Because this is left alone. It's not connecting to anything. So I have to make a connection here. Okay. So to make a connection, I can right click here on and go to edges, shift right click, multi edges. Okay, now what I would want to do over here is that I will take this one, I will click on here and click here, press enter, and then I will press Q on my keyboard to get the selection option on. Take this one, Control Delete. Now this is gone. Okay, like we have done like removal of that part. So if I will press 3 on my keyboard, so that's fine. But what I did here, I made a triangle, which is not right. We should not have a triangle. If you remember, I told you we should not have triangle. What we should have? We should have basically like a quads, okay, like a squares, like all sides. So this triangle, I want to convert this triangle into a square. The best way to do is that select this one, press Control on your keyboard, delete it. That's all. Okay, it's removed. But now it's not a triangle, it's something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a pentagon. It have 5 sides. Okay, but don't worry. I will press shift on my keyboard, right click here, go to multi-cut. Now I will press here, and then I will press somewhere here. Okay, so it will create this line here. Okay, just like this. Now once this line is created, what I can do here is that I can press enter, and then I can press Control on my keyboard so I can get this. Can you see that? Let me zoom out. Press Control. If I press Control and go in between with the multi-cut, it's giving me edge loop, but it's not giving edge loop till here. The reason is that because there is no connection. I broke the connection because I made this one. Okay, imagine if I don't have this, if I undo this and then try to add it here, it will go till here. Okay, so let me do here. Then what I can do, I can join this later on. Now I want this to be in the middle of this and this. So I will go here in the middle, press what? Middle mouse button. As soon as I will press middle mouse button, it will be there. And now I can easily join these two by pressing one here, then here, and then pressing enter. Now I will not have that pinching anymore. So I will press Q to go out of this mode. Okay, I will press 3. Okay, and then I will go to object mode. So you can see that there is no pinching anymore here. Okay, if I go here to edges, take this edge and then try to move it out, there is no pinch. Okay, because what I did, that connection I broke it, okay, and moved it to the and then reroute it, change its direction, okay, from here to here. But I think it's better. I can add more holding edges because this edge here needs a holding edge, so it will be much more better. I will shift, right click, go to my multi-cut tool. With the control, I will add one here. Oops, sorry. Okay, one here, and then I can add one more here, and then one more here, and now I will press 3. Okay, go back to my object mode. So it's good. Okay, I think I have added some extra here, so no need to for that a lot of okay. Or let me one thing, yeah. Just one is enough. Otherwise, I will again have pinching. So this is now fine. Okay. Now what I can do is that I will press 1, and if you will notice, this line is not straight. To make it straight, I will go to my edge mode, select this whole edge from here, then press shift key and double click this one. So this whole line will be selected from here to here. I will go to my scale mode by pressing R and scale it inwards from this direction, so it will convert this into like a straight part. But if you will see that when it did that, I have this issue now. Okay, so instead of doing from this point, I have to do from this point. So this should not be in the middle, this should be somewhere here. Okay, so to bring this here, what you need to do, you have to press D on your keyboard, D for Denmark, okay, then V for victory I will press. So what it will do, it will snap this wherever I want. I will snap it here, press D again. Okay, now if I will scale it, so now you can see that correctly it's been scaled. Okay, now I'm done. I will go to my object mode, press shift, right click, and now I will go to the mirror. Okay, and it will mirror this on the opposite side. So the threshold is too much, so I will reduce the threshold. Okay, so maybe a little bit, not too much. Okay, that's enough. Okay, now right click again, mirror again. Okay, and this time I will choose X, or sorry, different value and different direction, like minus. Okay, one more thing I forgot to do here was that I have to go back to my Q mode and then right click and mirror again. I have to do opposite mirror, otherwise it will not do the way I want. Okay, change the direction to Y. Okay, and this one I want to change it to object instead of world. Let's see why it's not working correctly. Z. Okay, it's doing on the other side. Okay, one thing is that I'm not sure why it's keep on removing my mirror. So I'll go to object mode, and I think the issue is because of the history. Okay, because of the history, I'm not able to apply second mirror. So what I can do here, I can go to edit, delete by type, history, Alt Shift D. Okay, Alt Shift D is the keyword, and now I can apply, right click, apply mirror again. Okay, this time Okay, and the direction is a little different. I don't know why. Okay, so I will move it somewhere here. Okay, that's fine. Then I will Alt Shift D to delete the history, and then it will create one end up back here. Okay, but let's do one thing. Delete from here. Now I will put Shift right click here, mirror again. Choose this time Z-axis direction is different. Okay, merge. Let's see. Always keep the threshold of merging threshold a little bit less. Okay, not too much. This is fine for me. Now again, I will go to edit. Okay, and then done. Okay. So now you can see that no pinching, and there might be a little pinching, but that is because I have less number of maybe the polygons or something. But you can see that as I have rerouted this, I don't have the major pinching issues. Okay, clear this part. How to pinch, how to avoid pinching is by rerouting the edge flow. So once you can do this, it will look much more better, much more fine. So now we'll go to the next exercise, number 4, okay, which is about the topology pattern. Okay, now topology pattern, basically we have this again, the redirect method, and then we have a diamond method. So we will first see the redirect method. Redirect method is the same thing like the rerouting. Okay, so suppose this is my like plane. If I want to create panel lines, okay, now what are the panel lines? Panel lines are those gaps, okay, which appear in any hard surface. Okay, so let me show you like a clear example about it. Okay, uh, let me search it and I will show it to you what it is basically. uh, okay, here if you will see, I have a mobile phone image, and you can see this button, it have a gap, right? Here you can see a gap. Okay, and here you have a gap. Are you getting my point, what I'm trying to say over here? Is it clear now? What is a panel line? Okay, so this is what the panel line is. These gaps are known as the panel line. Okay, so how to make these panel lines? Let's see. So let me close it. Now if I want to create a panel line which is in a square form, that's very easy to create. Okay, like suppose if I'll right click here, so with the shift key, go to multi-cut. Okay, and I will click one time here. Okay, then I will click here, press enter. Okay, then I will click here one time, then here, press enter. Then I'll click one time here, press enter, then one time here and one time here, press enter. Okay, so I'll go back to Q. I don't want these ones. I will remove these from here. Okay. From here as well. I have this kind of a box here. These vertices I also don't want it. So remove these vertices as well. Okay. Now I want to create a panel line in between. So how I can do that? First of all, let me make this straight. Okay, with the R key, just like this. And from here as well. Okay, now I will go back to my edges here, double click these so they can be selected, and I want to create a panel line in between here. Okay, I will press shift, right click, and I will go to bevel. Bevel will help me, or sorry, not bevel, shift, right click, extrude. In extrude, I have an option called offset. Okay, so offset will help me. Oh, sorry, sorry again. It was bevel. Got confused. Okay. Now in the bevel, right shift, right click, go to bevel. Inside the like bevel, you have this fraction. Now what is the fraction is doing? Fraction is dividing that one what you call that that one line, that one edge which I selected into two. Okay, so before doing that it was one like single edge all over here, single loop. But if I will press shift, right click here, go to bevel, so this one is down divided into two. Okay, this one is automatically created. Okay, so what this do is that it kinds of create a basic sort of a like a panel like a gap here. Okay, now I will press shift again, right click, go to my face mode. First without shift key I will go to right click faces. Okay, I will select these faces here. Okay, all these faces. Now what I will do, I will right click here with the shift key, go to extrude. Now I will extrude it inwards and there will be a panel line here. Okay, now if I will press here 3, you will notice that okay, it looks good, but it's not that hard. Okay, to make it a little harder, what you can do is that I'll go back to 1. I have, whenever I'm extruding inwards, I have one more thing here, which is what? Division. So if I increase the division, it increases division in this area, which will help me to, if I press 3, to make it a little harder. Now it is fine. Now, from the sides, they are soft. The reason is that there is no holding edge here. So I will go to 1, and then I will go back to my edge by right clicking, and then I will right click, I will press shift, right click again. Okay, wait, shift, right click again, go to multi-cut. 1 I will click here, 1 here. Now I have here square. Before there was no square. Okay, one side, second side, third side, fourth side. So it will become like a holding edge. One more I will do same thing here. Okay, press here, press enter. All the time when you finish, you press enter. Otherwise, it will continue. Press here, enter. Okay. Now press here and enter. Now this is a second type of a holding edge. How it is holding? It is holding in this frame form. Now if I will press 3, you can see that there is no such issue. Okay, that like I have had before, but still it is very soft, which can be solved by adding holding edges with the loop. Okay, the one that you get by pressing alt key or adding the edge loop here from the multi-cut or from the addition part. One I will add here. Okay, one I will add here, one I will add here. Then I will go to the other side here. Let's see. So here I will add one here. Now I will go to the other side here, add here. Now other side automatically will be created. Okay, now it is much more stronger. Okay, I will go back to my object mode, press Q to go to the selection mode, and now I will press 3. So now see, after pressing 3, it's very hard to tell if I have pressed 3 or not. And you can see that it is very strong. So this is how you can get panel lines. The gap is too big. I made a bigger gap. You can make it smaller gap if you want a smaller multi-cut, or like a smaller gap or smaller panel line. Okay, so this is how you can do with the straight, much more easier. But what if you want to do something which is not straight? Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me take this one, make a copy, press shift and make a copy here. Now do one more thing, like to do with the help of like suppose if I don't have a like square form, I have straight lines. So in that case, how I can do it? Okay, so we'll press shift key, right click, and insert edge loop or multi-cut, I think better. Okay, and in the middle I want to create a line, so I will press control and middle mouse button, and one I have here, middle mouse button. Okay, now what I will do here is I will press Q. Okay, I will select all this with the shift key. Okay, and here as well I want this bigger. Okay, not, or let me go to till the end. I'll go here, double click here. Okay, so it will make something like this. Now next step, I have to convert this one line into two. So what is the step? Shift, right click, bevel, and then I will change this fraction. Okay, a little bit lesser. Now I will make a little smaller panel line, so I will make it more smaller. When I'm done, I will go select all these faces here by pressing shift key and then selecting the next one, double clicking it. It will select all the faces which are in that same direction. Now to extrude it down, I will press shift, right click, go to extrude option. Okay, and then move the thickness downwards in negative value. I will not move it too much deeper, and I will add more division, maybe 3. Okay, so I have this stuff going on here now, which is fine. Okay, so already I have this shape here. Okay, this line over here, and if I press 3, okay, you can see that it's going good. Okay, but issue is that I have a small or like a curve over here because I am maybe lacking a holding edge. Maybe this holding edge I'm lacking here. Okay, but before doing that, let me do one thing here. If I press 3, you can see there is a weird shape here. The reason is that because when I extruded it inwards, it gave me this extra faces which I don't really want. I will select these and delete from here, and also it might have given me here as well on the other end. Okay, because when you extrude on the edges, you get these faces because the edges also extrude, so I don't want that. So if I press 3 now, so I will not have that issue. Okay, now here what I have is this. Okay, when I press 3, it gives me this round edge over here because I'm lacking a you can say edge loop. So I will press shift, right click, go to multi-cut. Okay, so I can do one thing here is without making it, because I don't want all the way up here, I want to reroute it from here. I will redirect it in this form. So I will go here and break this one. To break this, I will, without pressing control key, I will, with my multi-cut, I will just press one time. When I press one time, it will give me a vertex here. That means I have broken the continuity of these lines, like these segments here, these edges here. So if I will press control and then try to add my my multi-cut here. Okay, let me go back here. So you can see it is not going all the way there because here I have added a like a basic cube, like you can say a kind of a like a loop. So I will just press here, okay, and then what I will do, I will do the same thing here. I will press here one time, press enter, add here, okay. Now what will happen is that I have this broken part. So first thing first, press W, go to vertices mode by right clicking, delete these vertices that you added because we don't need it anymore. Now I will right click with the shift key and go back to multi-cut, okay. If I will make it as a triangle, so what will happen is that this is not right, okay. So the best thing is that after making this, I will press enter. I will go here, okay, because this is now not a square anymore, okay. 1 2 3, yeah, this is square, but this is not a square anymore. So what I can do is that I can click here one time, okay, and then click it here, press again. You can see 1 2 3 4. So this is like it have a 4 sides. This one 1 2 3 4. This also have a 4 side. So this is still a square, okay. So I will press Q and maybe W, maybe to move it a little bit here. Otherwise you don't need to move it, but I will move it so it will look more like a square, okay. But instead of moving, I will slide it. To slide it, I will press Control Shift and then slide it, because slide will not change your like topology, okay. So without changing topology, I slide it there. Now go to object mode and I will press 3 here. So you can say it is getting much more better. And now I can go to a shift key, right click, and add more of these like holding edges here, okay, which will help me to make it more stronger, okay. If I press 3, so you can see it is getting stronger. And side also I need it a bit, okay, 3, yes, okay. So this is how you can avoid like rerouting thing, okay. I think I added a lot, but I don't need that much here, okay. Now if you will see that, can you see this line does not look that good? It's like it looks dashes. The reason is that my anti-alias is not turned on. So here is my anti-alias. If I turn it on, I will get rid of that broken lines if I zoom in. Okay, so you can see with the anti-aliasing on and without, okay. So it doesn't show that much difference at like, you know, from near, but from here you can see the difference. Okay, so clear making a panel lines. So takes time, it needs practice. And remember, when you're doing for the first time, okay, so always you have to practice more and more and more on it. So it will take time. And start modeling smaller objects, little objects, instead of modeling a huge object, okay. Like don't model a rocket or an aeroplane from the beginning. Model something smaller, okay. Like a simple object, maybe like a simple mobile phone, okay, or vape, you know. It's very good when you're modeling vapes, okay. So you can model the vape. And then if I go and you know, those kind of things. Now let's see, we have diamond pattern. Now diamond pattern is what? It's not there to fix something, but it's there for you know, to avoid something. Sometimes what happens, you have models that have less number of polygons, that requires less number of polygons here but more polygons here, okay. Like suppose if I have it here, if I'm here, okay, and if I go to the plane object here, I think the history is deleted of this object, okay. So let me do one thing, let me reduce number of polygons here. So I can have, okay, now I can control shift P here. Okay, now what I can do here is that let me do here one thing. I can go here, right click, okay, insert a multi-cut. I will add some few edges here, but not too much like the last time. Okay, so I'm just adding in the middle of all this. So multi-cut, the reason I like it because I can add in the middle and then, you know, add with the steps. So many things I can do here. Okay. Now, suppose this is my plane. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 faces here. Okay. What if here I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Or here I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But here I don't want 8, I want 16. So how I can do that? Because if I will do, for example, okay, let me take this one here. Okay, just to give you an example, if I will do something like that, right click here and then I will take the multi-cut tool. Okay, so if I will press control here, or like in the middle and in the middle here, enter. You can add a vertex in the middle, but with the shift key. So press 1 here, with the shift key, I'll press here, enter. Press with the shift key here, enter, and press with the shift key here, then with the shift key here, enter. Okay, now with the control, I will, with the middle mouse button, I can add here. Now, this is what I'm looking for. Now here, once I'm done, I will go back to my object mode and press 3. So just see what is happening here. It's having a pinching. Okay. So if I will go to my edge mode, take any one of this edge and move it out, so the shape will not be that good. My object will not look nice. Okay. For example, if I have a face here and I want to extrude that face, okay, by pressing shift key and moving it upward, or let me do one thing, press R to select this, to go to the scale mode, press shift, reduce the size. This will help me to reduce the size of the like it will give me offset. Then press W for the moving tool, press shift again and move it up so I can have a little bit up. Now if I will go back here, oops, sorry, press R for the scaling, press shift again and reduce the size, so it will give me another like an offset. Now I will go back to my object mode. Now look at this. Does it look like a square or a circle? Okay, it does not look like this, like a square or a circle. You can see that the shape is not looking good. Whereas this one, if I will do the same thing here, okay, oh sorry, go back to my, like I will go to face mode, click it here, okay, R for the scaling, shift to give it a little like offset, okay, press W, shift and extrude it outward, then press R for scaling, shift and inward, and then go back to my object mode, press 3 here. Now look at this and look at this. It's even. This is not even. So, doing division like this will cause problems. Okay. So we have to avoid something like this kind of a division. Let me undo the whole thing that I did before. Now what I will do here is that I will make a pattern over here. That pattern is famous with the name, and that name is called what? It's called diamond pattern. Keep in mind here I want only 8, here I want more than that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 I have it here. That means 1 2, okay, or like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so total is 32. I have it here. Here only 8, here 32. So basically what I want to do over here is that keeping the same ratio here and ratio here, how I can fix this. Okay, I will right click with the shift key, go to the multi-cut, press Control on the keyboard, and I will do one thing here is that I will add one here, okay, one here with the middle mouse button, so it will make it in the middle. Okay, once I'm done with this, I want to continue this one till here, but it's not continuing because of the less space, because of the unmatching faces. So what I will do, I will just click here and press here with the help of Control and Shift. Okay, because Control and Shift will help me to make a straight line. Okay, press Enter. I will do for all of them. Okay, click one time here, Control Shift here, Enter. Click one time here, Control and Shift, Enter. Same thing here. Okay, Control and Shift here. Okay, here, Control and Shift here, Enter. Again, Control and Shift here, Enter. Click here, Control and Shift, and press here, Enter. I'll click here one time, Control and Shift, click here, Enter. Click it one time again, Control and Shift, add here again. Okay, now I'll click it again, click here, click it again here, here, Enter. Every time you finish your drawing, you have to press, and like your design, you have to press Enter. Done. Okay, now what I want is that I have all these. Now one thing I need to do over here is that I have to make a diamond pattern here. To make a diamond pattern, I have to go move out of this now the multi-cut mode. I have to go to my normal drawing mode. Okay, and then I will go to my edge mode, and then I will go, or I will press shift key and go back to the multi-cut. Okay, to make a diamond, I have to click here one time and then click it here, Enter, here and here, Enter. Okay, now I will do this to this side, but it's too close. Let me leave at least this much space. Okay, here, here. Okay, Enter, Enter. Oops. And I think this one I will delete it later on, otherwise it will not balance. Okay, or let me do it now. Take the faces. Okay, with the tab key I can click here and then drag my selection. Okay. Oops. What happened? Okay, so I will make a selection, press delete, it's gone. Now I have these diamond shapes over here. Now what I can do is that these are they don't look like a diamond right now, so I can go to the vertices, take all these verts from here, okay, press W and slide them down. If I will move it, they will move. I don't want to move them, I want to slide them. So Control Shift and then move it down. So now they are sliding. Sliding will not change your topology. Now they look like a diamond, but what they are doing is that they are creating a tries, like triangles, and we should not have triangles in our design, in our 3D models. Okay, so I will do one thing. I will go here from the middle. I will remove all these. Done. Okay, that's fine. But these are triangles. So how to change this? To change this, I can press here, double click this, delete. Now it's a square. They all are square, four sides. Okay. Same thing I will do here. Okay. At this stage, delete. Okay, and delete with the control key. Okay, because I think if I will go here, this one I deleted with the control, this one I didn't delete it with the control, so it left the vertices. So I have to go here, select the vertices and delete manually. So make sure always, if you want to delete the vertices too, you press control and then press delete. I press here, shift, double click here, control, delete, click here, double click here, control, delete, click here. Okay, double click here with the shift key, control delete, shift key, double click here, control delete. Let me check if all the vertices are gone. Yes, they all are gone. Okay, now I will go back to my edges. Now extra edges, I have these. Maybe I don't want this. I will double click here, I will select this one, double click here, control delete. Okay, so there is a like a weird gap here. I will take all the vertices from this side. Okay, these, and I will slide them to the other side with the control shift. Oops, sliding is not working because all of them are selecting, so I will just simply move it. Okay, when you select all, then it's better to move it. Slide will not work. Okay, so now you can see that everything is fine now. Okay, in this form I will not lose my topology. Okay, they all will stay intact. If I will do the same process, they will look even now instead of changing its shape. Okay, so object mode, if I press 3 on the keyboard, you can see there is not too much of the change. Okay, they remain squarish. So this is how you can have uh, your topology topology work with less number on the top, more number over here. So this is how you can avoid uh, having like all the way everything like more. Okay, sometimes what happens when you model something, okay, uh, like in your Maya or any other application, some parts, okay, have more volume, like more subdivision. Some part does not have more subdivision. Some part have more like polygons, and some does not have needs more polygons. So in this case, if you will keep on adding as a whole, the whole like polygons to the whole object, the whole model. So what will happen is that your model will become heavier and your computer will not be able to handle it, especially in the gaming engine. So to avoid that, you can do the diamond pattern, and you can keep less at some part, more at some part. Okay, so this is basically the diamond pattern you can use for your models. Okay, so any questions so far? Is it clear, this part about the diamond pattern? Clear? Okay, so let's see what we have in number 5 we have here. Okay, so number 5 is very interesting. It's called, it's about the circularizing a surface. Okay, so circularizing in a surface means it will give you a circle somewhere. Okay, like suppose I want a circle, and circle like what? Let me give you an example here. Let me right click here and make a cylinder here. Okay, and then I will rotate this cylinder in this direction. Now if you will see, I want to create something like this as a one piece. So what I need to do is that I want to select these both. Okay, and then if I will go to Boolean, if you have gone through all my lessons, I already have explained about the Booleans, and in the Boolean I have union. So I have to do the union, they all will become it will become a one object. Now it's a one object. Now if I will press 3, if you can see that, how does it look like? It does not look like good. Okay, so that's an issue over here. So what I can do here is that I can go here. Let's make a duplicate of this. Okay, and from here I can remove this part. Okay, let me do one thing. Let's go here, move this. Okay, what I'm doing is that I want to recreate the whole thing again, so I can show you how it can be, how I can apply a good like circularization here. Okay, so don't worry about this. I'm just refixing this. Okay, so I'm done with this whole thing, and now what I will do here is that I want to create a circle. But this circle, just notice, this is what we have right now, an ugly looking circle like coming out of it. So here what I will do is I want to add a circle coming out of this part. Now if I go over here, go to face, take this, press shift on my keyboard, right click on it, I have an option here which is called Circularize component. I can simply go there. It will give me this option. Now I can circularize it. To circularize it, I have to turn on the division. There is 0 division. I can increase and you can see that it is becoming circle. Okay. But when it is becoming circle, you can notice there is no edges holding it, which is wrong. I don't want to do this. Otherwise, if I will do this, it will look like this. Okay. So I will undo this. Okay, let me do one thing, because when I broke it, the edges were not merged, so let me merge them. Don't worry about this, because this I'm actually, what I did was that I fixed it after doing that, like after changing it, so that's why. Okay, now you know what happened to the circle. It's not giving me the holding edges. It will look like this. So what I need to do is that if you go to the Circularize component here and increase this at subdivision, so you will notice that I think there is some issue here. Let me do one thing. Instead of, because it's not fixing for some reason, there is a hole here which should not be there, and that is because the vertices are, because I broke it, so the vertices are not merged. Let me check which vertex is not merging. Yeah, this one. There is an extra vertex here. Okay, now it's fine. So there was an extra vertex there that was creating issue. Now it's all fine. Okay, so if I go here back, okay, and to the Circularize component, and then if I will circularize it, oops, there is again, I don't know what's the reason here. Let me check. Or simple, let me do one thing. Delete this one, okay, and I will make another one. Okay, this is much more better now. So only thing is that I have to add subdivisions here. Okay, so what I was telling you, if I will go here, okay, and circularize this, add division here, you will notice that it gives me, if I increase one, here it is fine because there is two edges holding. Okay, one is here and one is here, and here there is no edge between these two. Okay, so there should be edge. So what I have to do for number one, for one division, let me undo this one. Okay, I need to add more edge loops here with my multi-cut. Okay, middle mouse button here, middle mouse button here, and now I will take my selection, select these. Okay, then shift, press right click, then circularize option. Now if I will see, if I will press one division here, okay, already it is one here, already it is giving a much more better option here. You can see that I don't need division, plus there are holding edges everywhere. Clear so far? But if I want more perfect circle, so let me so I have to add more like edges over here. Okay, so I will add one here with the shift, with the multi-cut by pressing Control and middle mouse button. Okay, so I will go back to my selection mode here. Okay, so now I can select 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 12 and this. Okay, much more bigger circle now I'm going to create. Shift right click and circularize component, and you can see it's more better circle. Okay, as many you will add, you will get more, a much more bigger circle. So first thing what I need to do here is that I have, because if you'll see, it is twisted, a little bit twisted, which it doesn't look good while twisting it. So I have this twist option here, so I can fix this twist by moving it. Okay, and you can just eyeball it, like when you feel like that's going right. Okay, I think now it's fine. I'll stop there. Now there distribution, this is evenly distributed, so that means it will make a perfect circle. If it is not, if I turn it off, it will not look nice, so I have to turn it on. Okay, even distribution. Now there is alignment option, so now I am in the, automatic alignment. Okay, and there is surface per vertex, then there is surface average. I think the best one is surface average, because if I do offset here, it keeps everything on the average level, or normal offset if I do. Okay, or any other thing which I do over here, it's like it will keep it as a perfect, you can say, like a perfect like circle. So at this stage, what I want to do is that I don't want to apply it right away. Okay, I will just press enter. I will just apply it. I will just go press Q, sorry, not enter, Q, or go to the my moving tool here. Okay, of my selection tool, and or I think best is press R for the scale. Press shift to extrude it in inward, so it will create offset. So what these offset will do, it will make it more stronger. Okay, when I'm extruding it, so there will be less gap. So let's do one thing here, just to show you an example here. Let me go back to my object mode. Let me make it 2 examples here. Now this one, all the faces, what I will do is that I will press shift, move it out, so it will extrude outwards. This is without the offset. Now what I will do here, I click faces. Here I will press R for scaling, press shift, reduce the size of it. So I will have this, I think small is enough. Okay, if I want more, I can again press shift, and this will create more division. Okay, so I can break in between and keep on doing that, leaving mouse, and then keep on doing if you want more division, but I don't want that. Now W, I can have now extrude. Okay, so just notice here, if I will go back to object mode here, 3 on this. Now can you notice the difference here on the sides? This is very smooth because there is no offset. It's all merged with these borders. Here you can see it's not too smooth. You can see there is a hard surface here, which looks good. So this is the best way to do it because it will create a hard surface. This is not creating a hard surface. Okay, so I will go back here, faces, turn off my this. Okay, select. Okay, it's all, then R key for this, and I will press shift and scale this one also, so I can have one more here. Okay, like one more offset here. Now I will press shift, right click, and go to multi-cut, add one holding edge here and one here. So these are also held by those holding edges, so it will create a perfect circle. Now you can see it's a perfect circle here. Going to go back to my object mode and Q, and then I'll hide. So you can see now how you can create a perfect circle. Just notice how it is made with this option and with this. So there is a quite difference between this, and it is actually, sorry, it is actually coming out of this way. Now more things that we can do here is that we can add more items like different approaches of circle here. So I can let me first make some loops here, multi-cut. Okay, I will add control shifts. I will press so that I can have with the steps. So I will make sure creating on. Okay. Okay, so control shift, so I can have my own division just like this. Okay, see here. Just randomly I'm making without any proper balance. Otherwise, when you're doing on your final projects or on your own projects, make sure you're not randomly making. You can see that they all are different sizes of the faces. So it's better not to do in this way. Okay. Or what I can do is that I can press, I will select these edges and slide them with Control Shift. I can slide them and make them look like they are perfect square, all of them. So I have to slide them. Okay, I think this is enough. Now I will do the same thing here. Okay, now that's good. Now I will select these two or these four. Okay, go to faces. Okay, I'll press tab, select this, and select these also four. Okay, or maybe not these. Okay, now I will press shift, right click, again circularize. I think this is fine because all the old settings are there. I guess that's why there is no issue here. Just alignment, I will keep it edge surface here. Okay, that's fine. Now what I will do here is that I will go to my faces. Okay, and sorry, I will go to edges. Take this edge, take this edge, take this, and press R on my keyboard so I can get the scaling option. And if I scale it, it will scale from the stop area, which is I think fine. I'll take this, this, scale it down here or at this stage. Same thing here. Okay. Now I will scale this part. Scale this part. Now what I will do, I will go back to my face mode. Okay, and I will select these as well. Okay, or right click and sorry, right click and vertices. So let me take these vertices from here, scale them down, so it will create something like this, and select this and scale them here. Okay, now faces. Now I can use that R for my scaling tool. Okay, first let me select the right one. Okay, and then press shift, extrude it inwards. Okay, so I can have something like this, and then what I can do here is that I can, instead of doing one extrude, I will do two tiny extrudes, one here. Okay, fix this, and then again one more, and fix this, just like this, and press Q to select these faces. Double click here, select this one with the shift key, then double click here, so they all will be selected as once here. Now what I'm going to do here is that I will press W for my moving tool, press shift and extrude it inwards bit by bit 3 times. So I will have three divisions here. Okay, once I'm done, what I can do here is that I can right click here and go to edges, shift right click and shift right click, and I'll go to the multi cut. Okay, and press enter here, and add one here, one here, so it will hold it. Okay, fine. Now for inner one also, I think inner one doesn't need it, so I will undo the inner one. That's fine. Okay, so inside I don't want it, because inside I want it more smoother. Okay, so I will go back to my object mode. Okay, Q, so I can go out of the multi-cut mode. Now if I will go here, press 3 on my keyboard, so you can see it will create this sort of thing. And what this looks like, it looks like a button. So this is how you can make different sort of buttons inside the Maya. Okay, so this is Circularized Objects helps you to do, can create something like this and something like this as well. But if you know, there are a lot of objects here, like a lot of faces here. Okay, but because we want them to be here, but here we don't want these faces. Okay, here I don't want these faces. Here I want it, but not here. So all you remember which technique I told you to reduce the amount of faces? It's the diamond pattern. Okay, so what I will do here is that I will go to multi-cut, add one here. Okay, and then what I will do here is I will press here one time, here, then here. Okay, then go here, press one time here, 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 enter. Okay, now okay, sorry, I did opposite. One time here, one time here, and here, enter, here, here, and here, enter. Now what I will want to do is that I will take Q, click here and delete, click here and delete. Then I want from here all the way up. Okay, then control delete. Now here all the way up, double click, oops, and Control Delete. Okay, same thing here. Shift selected, Control Delete. All these are squares now. Okay, so but it have reduced dramatically the number of polygons I have. In this direction I can do the same thing. Okay, but you can do that as well in your whenever you're trying. So this will help me to keep all the settings as it is. Okay, you can see nothing has been changed. All the quality is as it is, but it just created this like this kind of effect. Okay, and one more thing here, I forgot to add one. I added on the wrong side, so there is a triangle here, so there should be one uh, here, and then I have to do it, but my mistake, I deleted the wrong one, I guess. So what when you're doing, you can keep the track of that thing and avoid doing that. Okay, because we don't need triangles usually. Okay, because if you see that uh, here it is creating a triangle which will cause an artifact. If this is flat, it's not showing this and much more here, but when you are doing something which is not flat, then it might do. So everyone, is it clear, this part? All of these like tactics, these techniques for the hard surface modeling, is it clear? Any question do you have? Okay, so what we are going to do over here is that we will take a 20 minutes break. Okay, and then we will start modeling an object like you can say like a mobile phone or a vape. Okay, and which is a hard surface basically. Okay, so 20 minutes later we will meet on on like Blackboard. I will give it to you, the link on the Blackboard of the live stream, and then you can come back to the YouTube. Okay, everyone. So just let's meet after the break.